Hey everybody, it's K0FYR Ham Solo. So I was trying something that I've never done before, which is DSTAR. And so I brought out my 705 because it's the only radio that's DSTAR capable, I guess, of what I have. And so I've been, slowly over the last day or two trying to get all the settings correct and see if I can hit any of the repeaters. And so it's been a little bit of a task. There's some videos, I watched some of them, I entered some of the settings in the radio. So I did eventually get my hotspot out. I hadn't had that out in quite a while, and start playing with that as well, in case I was just a little bit too far apparently from any of the repeaters. And so let's see how this setup goes. First time ever using DSTAR. All right, going to have to augment some of the video. So I'm going to have to do some of these transitional video shots. This took multiple days in order to work out all the little nuances with DSTAR, and I tried several different tests. So the first one is going to be a Simplex test, DSTAR Simplex, and what I wanted to try to do was see what it sounded like on regular coax cable, 146.52 Simplex, and then transition to a DSTAR Simplex with a friend of mine, Greg, K0MGL, and so this is going to be that test. Okay, you're going to try DSTAR Simplex. So I have the DSTAR Simplex calling, which is 145.670. You can see DV here for DSTAR. On my normal radio, got the national Simplex calling frequency, 146.520. And let's see what these two sound like in comparison. Yeah, K0MG, K0FYR. Yeah, I got you on 5.2 Simplex. It's fairly staticky. Maybe a 4.3 right now. Try it one more time.
Yeah, this is K0MGL on 14652 calling K0FYR. Yeah, you were coming in 5 and probably 5. I can boost my power. This is on medium power. Let me crank it up. See if I can do it while I'm transmitting. Here we go. This is up to high power. High power on 14652. Now copy.
Yes, sir. It's clear. It wiped out some of the white noise.
Okay, Roger. I will give me a second, and I will give you a call here on 14658 and let you know that I'm ready on the other on the DSTAR Simplex K0MGL.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. K0FYR.
Okay, I think we said 145.67, right? So I think I'm ready for that anytime you are.
Yes, sir. That's correct. I am ready. I'll move over to that radio. K0FYR. This is K0FYR on DSTAR Simplex.
K0FYR. This is K0MGL on 145.670 DSTAR.
K0MGL, K2MGL.
Yeah, Greg, I got you. Somebody's calling you on 5.2 Simplex, K0FYR on DSTAR.
Okay, I'm receiving you loud and clear on 145.67 DSTAR mode. The S-meter is down at about an S2, S3, but perfectly good audio quality, no artifacts or digital issues, and no noise at all on your transmission. So 145.67 DSTAR. DSTAR Simplex, clear as a bell, K0 MGL.
Yes, sir. Your transmission is S5 on the meter, but there's absolutely no noise behind it. It's just your pure audio, and it sounds very clear and obviously receivable. And so this is K0FYR on DSTAR. You had, I think it was K2 MTM was calling you on 5.2 Simplex.
Okay, Roger. If our test is complete here, I'll switch over to 14652 and respond to that station.
Yes, sir, I'm good to go. Thanks for your help. I really appreciate it. Clear off DSTAR. Okay, so this next video is me having to secure a DSTAR registration login and then configure my PyStar because there were no local DSTAR repeaters anywhere around me. So even though I had, when I looked online, that said that there were some 18 miles away, I live up in the mountains. They're 3,000 feet below me, and so I was not able to make contact with any actual DSTAR repeaters in the area, and so I had to take out my hotspot and make it work on DSTAR, and this is how you do that. All right, if you plan on using DSTAR on the internet or through a gateway reflector, you will need to have some type of login or sign up. And so if you just Google DSTAR registration, it'll usually come up with this generic registration box, or you could register for a local repeater that's near you. I happened to register for one that was, you know, some 30, 40 miles away, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Once you're registered in the DSTAR gateway system, you're registered forever, and you don't have to re-register. So if you decide to move from wherever you live to another part of the country, you don't have to re-register because you registered into the system. You're already in there. And so once you get your registration, by basically entering a username, call sign, password, and telling them you want to register, it'll make sure that that's approved. It'll get in there, and then it'll register you, and you're good to go. And you shouldn't have to do anything else or ever register again. And so it's not as demanding as you see when you're doing DMR and getting a user ID and all that. Just once you register in the system, you're registered for good, and you don't have to do it anymore. All right, so I'm going to show you a little bit about the PyStar setup. So I'm going to go to a web browser, open up PyStar. So this is attached to my Raspberry Pi Zero. I'm already hooked up, but I'll show you the configuration settings. So most PyStars have a generic password. Once we get in the configuration menu, I usually have this set on DMR mode, and so usually this one is checked, DMR mode. But right now, I have a DSTAR mode enabled, so I unchecked DMR, checked DSTAR, applied those changes. Once I did, it'll open up here a DSTAR configuration window. And so for the repeater call sign, it's my call sign. And then you pick a letter that is not A, B, or C, or generally G, because G means gateway. C is normally the VHF, B is UHF, and A is, I believe, the 900 megahertz. And so I just picked a random letter. I picked P. Repeater second call sign automatically populated with my call sign in G. Then you can pick any reflector you want it to start up in. And this is the Rocky Mountain Mega Reflector. And so I just have it starting in DCS 720 Delta. And other than that, I would just hit apply changes. And then once I apply those changes, the DSTAR will restart. And then you're sitting basically here on your dashboard information screen. And you see DSTAR mode, keyed in, and went to info when I first keyed into the repeater, and then normal calling CQ is 705. And that's pretty much how you initialize your DSTAR to do DSTAR. Now, once I got the DSTAR configured and got registered on the DSTAR network, then I'm able to now go and use my hotspot and try to do reflector hookups to the different reflectors that I may want to talk on. And so I chose one that's supposed to be connected to some repeaters in Colorado Springs, and it's through my hotspot and the internet in order to hit those reflectors. And I'm having another buddy of mine, Brian, KE0CO, is going to be helping me out with those tests. All right, so on the website, you have the Colorado Mega Reflector, and they have its XLX 720 Delta or DCS 720 Delta on DSTAR. I am on the DCS 720 Delta on my IC705. And when I go to their website for each one, it shows me through my hotspot K0FYR, and I'm down there in the Delta reflector list. And so I should be able to key up and hear something, or have him talk and me hear it. So I just keyed up. It shows my new time. So it's 14:47 is what I just keyed up. And now I'm just waiting to hear. And so there's a button on here that says DR. And when you click on it, it opens up this DSTAR reflector thing. You can do it by GPS or last known reflector use. I have it connected to my hotspot. And so here it has my hotspot frequency and use reflector. And if I press on the use reflector, it's in there for the one that I'm on. So if I look at the list, 720 Delta, DCS 720 Delta, that's the one I'm currently on. And so I'm already logged in, and when I hit use reflector, it's set up to do that, which I keyed up just a second ago, and that's why it showed 1447 as the last key up.
Alright, see if it's going to work. FYR, K0FYR, K0CO, and DSTAR.
Yeah, KE0CO, I got you on DSTAR. Again, I'm on the DCS 720 Delta, K0FYR.
Okay, and I'm on XLX 720 Delta. So I guess the thing I'm curious about is the XRF 555 Bravo is linked to 720. I think I've talked to you on this before, but then it kind of went away, so I'm not sure. But at least we know the XLX 720 and the DCS 720 is the same. In fact, I'm connecting to XLX 720 using DCS protocol. So let me disconnect from here and connect to XRF 555 Bravo and see if that's connected. See if I can work it from that end. K0FYR, K0CO.
Okay, sounds good. I'll be standing by. K0FYR. Alright, so one protocol to another, DSTAR works. XLX 720 Delta and DCS 720 Delta are linked together, at least as far as we know, on the Colorado Mega Reflector. Now he's going to try a different protocol or a different channel called XRF 555 Bravo.
K0FYR, K0CO, back on XLX 720 Delta.
Yeah, K0FYR.
Yeah, it's definitely not linked to 555. And I kind of thought that because it wasn't showing up in the last herd. But it seems like that one time we were working from 555. The Cheyenne Mountain repeater, it says that it's, you know, I don't know if it's accurate, but it's linked to XRF 555, the module B, and it's not showing up. But that KE0VUW is that other repeater that's in northern Colorado Springs. So, yeah, I didn't know if they had it connected somehow. It doesn't appear to be. But anyway, yeah, the 555 isn't going across to 720 at this point.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I do see you on their reflector status dashboard for the 555. I saw you key up on there, but it didn't come over the radio, which it did the other day because I was on 720 Delta when you were on 555. So I don't know if it can link and unlink or if somebody else controls that. Roger, and this is my first foray into DSTAR, so I'm not familiar with all the different nuances of how it goes. I think the intent is we have a DSTAR repeater, and if we were to put it up, I mean, would it be of benefit for the mark system if we had it connected? Roger. Do you want to try the 555 Bravo if I unlink from this and we both are on it and see, I mean, if it's actually working or not?
We can confirm it. I have talked to Greg on it, so I think it's probably working. But yeah, if you want to do that, no problem. You can try it. Give it a shot.
Okay, let me unlink from this and I'll link to that 555 Bravo.
All right, I'll meet you over there, K0CO.
K0FYR.
Not linked. Link to XRF 555 Bravo.
Alright, this is K0FYR on the 555 Bravo DSTAR.
Yeah, it's working fine. K0FYR, K0CO. And you see that in that the module B, the KE0 Victor United Whiskey Space B, that's that repeater that's in Colorado Springs that you know, that I was telling Greg. I asked him if he had that frequency in. That one's definitely connected here, as you can see it on the dashboard. So if you could get into that one, but I don't, you know, the Cheyenne Mountain, that KC0BUC or whatever it is, that CVU, I guess it is, that's not connected.
Yeah, Roger, and yeah, I just thought it was weird the other day when the first time we talked and you were on the 55 Bravo and I was on the 720 Delta. I don't know why they would not have it linked continuously. I mean, why isolate reflectors on different repeaters if they're all trying to be on that one Colorado Rocky Mountain mega reflector or whatever? Apparently, whoever, like you're saying, the reflector owner or the person who moderates it would have to purposely link the 720 Delta to the 555 or vice versa in order for them to cross each other.
Yeah, that's correct. Like if you look at us, you know, your source is the reflector we're on, 555 Bravo, but it's coming from your hotspot, K0FYRP. So for that N6MUD, his source was 555 Alpha, and he was coming in from the
So this is kind of the end right now of the DSTAR journey. I was able to use DSTAR in a simplex mode, was able to use DSTAR on the reflectors. Still haven't been able to get near any actual repeaters in Colorado Springs, and so I haven't tried it actual RF into a DSTAR repeater, and so that'll be just another day. But other than that, first time ever using DSTAR. Wasn't familiar with the configurations or anything at all. The DMR seems to be more prevalent in our area. There are, statewide networks and networks that even reach into Wyoming and all the way down into Arizona and New Mexico. And so DMR has been more prevalent. Our Mountain Amateur Radio Club is planning on potentially putting up a DSTAR repeater. And so wanted just to see how does DSTAR work in comparison with DMR. The digital mode sound is the same. I mean, it's very clear as long as you have reception or whatever. It's very clear, and so it seems to be beneficial. It's just learning the nuances of registration and things like that. And so this is kind of how DSTAR goes. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if it helps out, I appreciate it. Maybe more to follow once we get a repeater set up. But until then, this is K0FYR Ham Solo 73.